It's the Gutfeld Debate, live from the Gutfeld Debate Center. Hosted by 5-time Nobel Peace Prize winner, Greg Gutfeld.
Thank you. Tonight's debate, should people still listen to dirtbags like Diddy and R. Kelly? A new study analyzed Spotify, not sure what that is, and found that listeners are able to separate the art from the artist and actually listen to their music. Not only that, sometimes criminal behavior actually boosted their popularity. This is disgusting, Jim. Jim, I have you on the show because you are known as one of the most wholesome, clean comics out there.
Thank you, Greg.
And your personal life is utterly spotless.
Yes, it is.
It's like you live what you preach. So when you see people, and I'll mention contemporary artists, Picasso,
sure,
a philanderer, Chuck Berry, a sex pest. Every 1970s rocker mocked the age of consent. Do you think we should separate their personal from their art, or is that wrong?
I think it's a personal decision. Like, if it matters to you, then don't listen to it. Like, I personally don't care what they're like as people if I like their music. Like,
Yes.
It's not important to me if they're good or bad, but people don't like to say that. Like, I think Michael Jackson was guilty.
Yeah.
But a lot of Michael Jackson fans don't want to say that because they're afraid that it makes them bad people for listening, and they still want to be in the position to condemn other people for liking people who are bad.
Right.
Like, if you found out the Wright brothers were pedophiles, would you just stop flying and take the bus? I mean, who cares?
I never thought of it that way.
That would explain there never being legroom.
Tyrus, does it color your enjoyment? Like, you know, Taylor Swift, I can't listen to her since I found out she was in the Aryan Nations.
Yeah, no, I think music.
I'm kidding.
Listen. He's very proud of himself. He pushed the Gutfeld stuff. We now have a land and title in Yorkshire now, so Greg's gonna be a little cocky. I think musicians are the only ones who get away with this. You know, Elvis.
Yes.
I mean, it just goes down the line.
Jerry Lee Lewis,
like across. You know, I think that because you like the jingle and the music, you're like, hey, he wasn't doing it when he was singing.
Yeah.
You know. I can't sit next to you anymore.
You know, Emily, what about the opposite? Someone who is a wonderful, great person, but their music, their art is terrible.
Well, that's Taylor Swift.
Direct your angry letters to me.
I think the marketplace sorts itself out. So people that do really feel that strongly, I mean, like, I don't know anyone that actually stopped listening to Michael Jackson. And Chris Brown, there's so many, I mean, there's so many. I feel like there would also be a deflation in all music and all art and things like that. But where I see the massive hypocrisy is Hollywood, who gave passes and exceptions to certain directors and certain people while excommunicating others. Like, who's the one in the hot tub with a 13-year-old that's in France?
Roman Polanski?
Yeah, Roman Polanski, Woody Allen, Weinstein. I mean, there's a lot going on that I feel like those people who are so, you know, in the streets protesting and really judging us for our decisions are the ones that had no problem taking money, paychecks, and orders from them.
I go back and forth on Woody Allen. I never know.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
one day I think it's something, then I think it's something else because I think Mia Farrow's nuts too, and she's mad at him. So I don't really know. But Emily, I understand your point, and I applaud you for not selling those paintings by Adolf Hitler.
Oh my God. Cross the line.
Rob, what about you? What do you think about this? Can you listen to like Aerosmith, the lead singer? Didn't he marry?
They were touring. Yeah, I don't know the
Didn't
whole
he
story.
he got a teenage
bad,
girl
yeah.
legally emancipated or something? And
I think a lot of these industries are like that too. If you get dudes that are in charge, especially dudes who didn't get laid in high school and they get power, and if someone wants to be famous, have a song that they're going to play on Spotify, it doesn't need to be good.
Yeah.
Who knows what happens behind closed doors? And if you let your politics get in the way of something you enjoy, like if I'm listening to a good song and I know it's R. Kelly, I'll change it because whatever. But like Ben and Jerry's delicious ice cream, their politics suck. Don't care. I'm not going to let politics ruin everything. I'm a capitalist. Like if you provide a service that I can exchange money for it. I like that.
What if the
But they need to
service-
bring back rock and roll, like the 1999 Korn.
Yeah.
Like that, the real music when people got together and were like ready to do stuff. Not this crap where you sample for someone else and a robot sings.
I think the 90s are coming back. I really do. Because you're just noticing like all these tours of all these bands. They're all like now in like with walkers. You know?
Well, you got to figure. I mean, because I've got 5 kids now. We got to start thinking about what kind of a planet we're going to leave for Keith Richards.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.